Alan Sugar has deleted a controversial tweet depicting Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn sat in a car alongside Adolf Hitler as Labour's anti-Semitism woes deepened. Last night, John McDonnell called on Alan Sugar to delete and disown the tweet, which Lord Sugar replied to this morning after deleting the contentious image. The row comes after a key Corbyn ally tried to dismiss claims about anti-Semitism within the party as a smear attempt last night. Lord Sugar, a former Labour peer, shared the image with his 5.5 million Twitter followers as Mr. Corbyn battled to get a handle on the anti-Semitism row that enveloped the party. The businessman, who was born into a Jewish family, tweeted many a true word spoken in jest Corbyn alongside the image, which carried the caption, "When you're pictured at Nuremberg and claim you thought you were going to a car rally." Mr. McDonnell reacted to the tweet last night by writing, "People have contacted me about Alan Sugar's tweet. I just make this appeal to him. Please delete and disown it. We all desperately need to bring people together now." We can hold strong views about each other's politics, but now is the time to learn from each other and unite people. Lord Sugar replied to the tweet by saying, "Dear Mr. McDonnell, I am sorry you are offended by my retweet on the picture. First, let me say I am not the originator. It has been doing the rounds. You need to get Corbyn to make a firm statement about anti-Semitism. There is no smoke without fire in Labour." The tweet was widely condemned by Labour MPs and supporters. Chris Williamson said the peer has brought his position into disrepute, saying the post promotes hatred and that is irresponsible. Chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group Against Anti-Semitism John Mann also said the tweet was libelous and Lord Sugar might find it sensible to reword or remove it. He tweeted, "The use of Hitler Nazi comparators is demeaning, unwarranted and dangerous. You damage the fight against anti-Semitism with this at Lord Sugar. Withdraw this and apologize, please." Lord Sugar initially said the post was a joke and that the angry brigade liked to moan as he ignored calls to delete it. The tweet comes as senior party figure Christine Shawcroft said the crisis had simply been stirred up by critics. Ms. Shawcroft, a member of Labour's ruling National Executive Committee (NEC), said yesterday it absolutely beggars belief to suggest Mr. Corbyn was giving succor to anti-Semites poisoning his party. She suggested the concerns raised by Jewish groups, Labour moderates and others were concocted to damage Mr. Corbyn. This whole row is being stirred up to attack Jeremy, as we all know, she said. That someone who has spent his whole life fighting racism in all its forms should find himself being accused of not doing enough to counter it absolutely beggars belief. The row came as Mr. Corbyn used a video message to the Jewish community to acknowledge Labour needed to do better to deal with the hatred of some hard-left activists towards Jews. 39 Labour MPs and peers wrote a letter demanding he axe Mrs. Shawcroft from the NEC. Theresa May said it was time for all public figures to stand up and make our voices heard in the face of anti-Semitism. Ms. Shawcroft's comments undermined efforts by Mr. Corbyn to mend fences with the Jewish community. She was sacked as chairman of Labour's disciplinary panel on Wednesday after the Mail revealed she had opposed the suspension of an apparent Holocaust denier who was standing as a Labour council candidate. In a message on Facebook, which was later deleted, Ms. Shawcroft insisted she was not a Holocaust denier and would not knowingly support one. The anti-Semitism crisis culminated this week in an unprecedented demonstration in Westminster by Jewish community leaders. In a video message to mark Passover, Mr. Corbyn said his party would never be complacent about anti-Semitism, adding, "We all need to do better." He went on, "It is easy to denounce anti-Semitism when you see it in other countries, in other political movements. It is sometimes harder to see it when it is closer to home." However, Mr. Corbyn was last night resisting calls from dozens of Labour MPs and peers to remove Ms. Shawcroft from the disciplinary panel altogether and suspend her from the NEC. She is a long-time ally on Labour's hard left and a director of the Momentum Group. Karen Pollock, chief executive of the Holocaust Educational Trust, described Ms. Shawcroft's comments as disgusting. She posted on Twitter, "I'll tell you what beggars belief, that instead of asking serious questions as to why a member of your party thinks it's okay to post sickening material denying the Holocaust, you suggest the huge concern regarding anti-Semitism is stirred up and enough is being done to combat it." Disgusting? Veteran Labour MP Siobhan McDonough said it was time for Mr. Corbyn to stop paying lip service to the issue and take action against his friend and ally. She said, "I would say we have got enough letters to paper Nelson's column saying that Jeremy will take action." The time for words is over. Fellow Labour MP Wes Streeting said, even when caught red-handed defending a Holocaust denier, Christine Shawcroft still dismisses genuine concerns about anti-Semitism. Enough is enough. Christine Shawcroft must resign from the NEC immediately. She has no shame. Asked if she would be suspended, a Labour Party spokesman would say only that her Facebook comments had now been deleted. In her statement yesterday, Ms. Shawcroft said she was deeply sorry for the way she handled a complaint against Labour activist Alan Bull, who posted a Facebook link to a fake news article titled, "International Red Cross Report Confirms the Holocaust of 6 Million Jews is a Hoax." Although she told Mr. Bull he needed anti-Semitism training, she added, Alan certainly wasn't sharing it because he agreed. Lord Winston, a leading scientist and TV presenter, told the BBC's This Week show he was deeply ashamed of the party. He added, whether he likes it or not, Jeremy Corbyn has a lot to answer for. He has encouraged anti-Semites, and he's endorsed them. In the modern world using social media, their conspiracy theories about Jews and statements about hate spread like a disease, and this virus is infecting the Labour Party. In her own Passover message, the Prime Minister made no direct reference to the Labour crisis. But she said Jews had faced hatred, discrimination, and violence for centuries. And in a pointed reference, she added, it is a situation that continues to this day, including, I am sad to say, here in Britain.